Hello everyone, welcome back to Pilates with Ken's. Today I'll be guiding you through a 17-minute full body, pregnancy-friendly workout. So let's get started. We'll begin by doing some belly breathing while kneeling, so get to a comfortable position. We'll take a nice big inhale and drop the belly, and exhale as we pull the belly button to our spine, pull the ribs down and in, and give ourselves a big hug from the back to the front. Inhale, drop the belly, and exhale, contract the core, and pull everything down and in. Let's do that a couple more times. Inhale, drop the belly, exhale, give yourself a nice big hug, and again, inhale and exhale. Let's go ahead and transition to some tabletop breathing. So similar to before, we'll come into a 4-point, shoulders stacked over the wrists, hips over the knees. We'll drop the belly down, take a nice inhale, and then exhale as you pull the belly button to the spine and the ribs down and in. Again, inhale, relax the belly, and exhale as you pull everything in. Come into our tabletop knee hover belly breathing. So as we exhale and contract the belly, we'll lift the knees and just hover them over the mat. Inhale, drop the knees, exhale, lift the knees and pull the belly in. Let's do this a couple of more times. We'll do one more here. Exhale, lift the knees, inhale, drop the belly. And we'll transition into some bird dogs. So again, shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. Let's take a nice exhale, pull the belly in, and we'll outreach our left arm and extend our right leg behind us. Inhale, come back to neutral. Exhale, extend the right arm and the left leg. We'll alternate back and forth. Before you extend the limbs, we'll go ahead and contract the belly. And when we come back to neutral 4-point, we'll inhale and relax the belly. Let's do 2 more here. Exhale, outreach. Inhale, relax. Exhale, and inhale. Nice work. Next, we'll build on top of that bird dog, and we'll do some bird dog abductors. So again, exhale, pull the belly in. We're outreaching the arm, and then we're sweeping from the side back to center, and then coming back into that 4-point. So again, exhale, outreach the arm and leg, swoop to the side, and then come back to center. Let's do 2 more here. Now stretch the arms, side sweep, back to center, drop the belly, last one. Exhale, pull the belly in, outstretch arm and leg, and back to center. Excellent work. And sit back into child's pose if you'd like. Take a nice inhale and a nice exhale. On to the next set of exercises. We'll lie all the way down on our backs, slowly making our way down to a comfortable position. Let's make sure our spine is nice and neutral, meaning our lower back is imprinted into the mat and our chin is not tucked too far down or lifted too high up. Let's pull the legs into tabletop. Exhale, contract the core. We're going to inhale, drop our left foot down to the mat, and exhale as we scoop that left leg back up. Keep your legs bent at a 90 degree, and we're scooping through the lower core back to our neutral starting position. Again, hinging at the hips, inhaling down, tapping the foot on the mat, and exhaling as you pull in. If your hip flexors start to flare, you can tuck your knees into your chest a little bit further, just like I am here. Inhale down, exhale, pull. We have two more here. Inhale down, exhale, pull. Keeping that core nice and neutral and contracted. Inhale down, exhale, pull. Excellent job. Let's comfortably come up onto our elbows. Keep our chest nice and open. We'll lift our legs into tabletop and glue our heels together and our toes apart. We'll go into our frog crunches. So we'll extend our legs out to about a 45-degree angle and exhale as you pull the legs back in. Your knees will fall apart naturally as your heels are glued together and your toes are apart. The lower your legs, the harder this gets. However, you don't want to compromise form, so we want to keep a nice neutral spine, and we don't want to start seeing doming or coning in the front of our core. So the lower you go, the harder it is, but just because you can doesn't mean you should. Let's keep our really great form as you inhale out and exhale, pull. Let's do two more here. Last one, inhale out, exhale, pull. Nice job, and take a little rest. The next exercise will be our single leg stretch modified onto our elbows, so we'll stay in the same position. Let's lift our legs up into tabletop. And we'll bend one knee into our chest at a time. Exhaling as we pull that leg in and extend the other leg out. Inhale to switch and exhale, pull. Back and forth. Again, not compromising our good form, keeping those legs and toes pointed, and a neutral spine. Exhale, inhale, switch, exhale, pull. Nice work. Take a rest. Let's transition onto our side here for a little side lying series. We'll come up onto our right elbow and keep our legs in a semi-fetal position. We're going to lift through that side as to not sink too far into the mat. We'll exhale as we lift that top leg and inhale to return. Exhale, pull. Inhale down nice and slowly, still keeping our hips stacked to the ceiling. Two more. Exhale, lift. Inhale, return. Last one. Staying strong in our side. Excellent work. We'll start our inverse clamshells. So now we're lifting our top foot and keeping those knees glued together. Still trying to keep our hips stacked to the ceiling and strong in our side. Exhale, lift that foot. Inhale, lower. One more here. work, and relax. Let's come up and we'll transition over to our other side, coming up onto our left elbow and keeping our side body nice and lifted. Again, exhale and lift that top knee up, keep those feet glued, and inhale to return. Exhale, pull, inhale, return. Here, exhale, pull. Last one. Nice work, keep those feet glued together, and we'll transition right into those inverse climbs. So we're lifting the top foot up to the ceiling and back down. Try to keep those hips nice and stacked. We're just rotating through the hip and through the knee. Nice work. Exhale, pull. Remember to stay strong in your side. Two more, and one more. Beautiful. We're coming on to our elbows in a modified plank position. Remembering we still want our shoulders stacking over the elbows now. We want to come into a plank where our body is straight from the crown of our head to our heels. Dropping those hips down as much as we can comfortably. We'll pike our hips up to the ceiling and exhale as we pull those hips down, trying to get as parallel with the floor as we can. Inhale up and exhale, coming down into that modified high plank position. Nice work. As you progress through your pregnancy, this may look a little bit different. So you may not pike all the way up, or you may not come all the way back down into that full plank, and that's okay. Listen to your body and do what you need to do to get the job done. Let's do one more really strong one here. Pike those hips up and exhale, pull in. Nice, drop those knees and take a little break. We'll come into our tricep press next. So we're still on our knees, hips over the knees, and we're gonna pull our forearms down onto the mat. Press the weight into the palms and lift your chest up. So we're utilizing our triceps to press ourselves up, and then we're inhaling as we come back down. This is a silent killer. It looks easy, but it's really not. We also want our hands parallel. So when we come back down to the mat, we want the forearms and hands parallel with each other. So try not to angle them in or out. We have two more here. Inhaling down, exhale, pull. Nice work. Last one. Inhale down and exhale, press. To end today, we'll do a little bit of stretching. So let's pull our legs out in front of us. If your belly is a little bit bigger, then you can pull your legs off to the side slightly to make room for your belly as you forward fold, and then come back up, sit nice and tall. Again, let's stretch forward. You can grab wherever your flexibility allows, drop those shoulders and head, and come back up, stack the spine. One more time, let's fold over. Feel the stretch along your hamstrings. We'll slowly stack the spine one vertebra at a time. Let's zigzag our legs off to either side. And what we're going to do is try to go back and forth and really loosen up the hips and get some good hip mobility. zigzagging our knees back and forth to either side. You may have to tuck the pelvis and lean back slightly to get the job done. Lean forward once you've zigzagged your knees the other way and try to stack that spine again. Nice work. Let's come into our pigeon stretch next on either side. So we'll kick one leg back behind us and bend the other knee in front. Some people can get the bottom half of their leg parallel with the top of their mat, so it really just depends on your hip flexibility. Get to a comfortable position. You can also lean all the way forward if your belly allows. Go ahead and switch sides, pulling the other leg out in front, and try to stretch just as deep on this side as you did the other. You want to keep everything nice and even. Back to a neutral seated position. You can kneel or you can sit. We'll roll our shoulders back a couple of times and forward. Drop the tongue from the top of your mouth and release your jaw. We'll pull our arms out to the side, connect our palms overhead, and pull our palms in front of our hearts. Namaste. I hope you enjoyed this workout. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. I'll see you next time. Bye, everyone.